Record. Okay, hi Tess.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie. So we've been for 2 months together doing this process, this program, this one-to-one program that I do, and now it's been 2 weeks that we're finished. I wanted to ask you, well, if you remember, what was the reason why you started the program in the first place, for example?
I was looking for some help and some guidance after going through some ups and downs with relationship issue and some issues at work. I was just feeling really unbalanced within myself and just looking for someone else to help with that process because I'd been trying to do my own studies through certain avenues with listening to podcasts and watching videos and reading, but I felt like I really needed someone else's help and guidance with working through some of my issues.
Okay.
And it was really quite well timed when I saw your post on Facebook asking, looking for people who were self-motivated and ready and open-minded, and I felt like I ticked all the boxes, and I just jumped onto that because I felt like it was so right. So that's how I found you, and that's the state that I was in.
Cool. So basically there was a kind of a roller coaster of emotions, some relationship issues, and all together we're kind of creating a sort of internal struggle. And eventually you
Yes.
saw that
Yeah.
post and resonate with you. Cool. What did you expect to achieve back then?
Well, I've been interested in neuroscience for a while and meditation. So I had some sort of understanding about how, like, the possibilities of changing your thinking patterns and creating new pathways. So that was an awesome background to come in with. And I'd done my own studies over quite a number of years, but never like one-on-one. And I really feel like that sort of environment, that sort of work really pushed me over the line with being able to, with all the information sinking in properly and me understanding with the proper guidance. So that was my expectation, and I think we've headed in the right direction, and yeah, so happy with how it's been going.
Okay, cool. That's going to be the third question. So I see that basically you were sort of on this journey a little bit on your own. And so you're trying quite a lot of things, but even though you've tried like the meditation and studied other things, it wasn't getting the result that you were expecting. Is that right? And that's why all of a sudden you decide to actually seek for a one-to-one thing, which was a thing that you haven't
Yes.
tried, and let's call it a
Yeah.
little help. How do you feel right now after you're doing it? After we did it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've just been feeling the difference just going about my everyday life, the way that my thinking patterns have changed. I can pull myself out of a difficult situation with using the processes that I've learned through you. I feel so much more secure in the way that I deal with those situations, and I feel balanced, and my anxiety has just, like, I hardly see it anymore. I can see like little inklings coming up, and then I just kind of see it as more of a my body's way of communicating with me, and I can sort of deal with it a little bit more easily rather than struggling and trying to suppress it. So
You were saying
yeah,
something
I'm
very
super.
nice. You were saying something very
Yeah.
nice about that happened to you this morning. Would you like to share that?
So the
Do you remember what I'm talking
the
about?
dream, or
Yes, that you woke up out of a bad dream, and what happened
yeah,
there?
yeah. So I had a bit of a bad dream, and I woke up in a really alert state, and not in. I didn't really remember everything that happened in the dream, but I knew that it wasn't too good, and I was able to transform that experience and find something within it that was positive, and it basically pulled me out of that situation, and I could look at it from a different perspective, and my anxiety after coming out of a bad dream just totally diminished, and I was able to get back to sleep pretty easily. And in the past I'd had sleep issues with a little bit of insomnia, so that was pretty cool, and I was very happy to be able to do that for myself. It just, yeah, feels like I've given myself a gift with this work.
Bravo. And so basically it's how I remember you saying this, that all of a sudden you talk to me in a different way. Now we have a different vocabulary that we understand each other, and people who will go in the program will understand. So I know you finding hard to explain it without using those vocabulary. But
Yeah, exactly.
for what you were saying is like basically you all of a sudden now feel that you have the tools that we have been sharing
Yes.
with you, and
Yeah.
you learned have served you perfectly to not just be a receiver, so just a passive receiver of that feeling that you woke up in the morning because of the bad dream, but you managed to just twist the whole thing around, because now you know what to do and what kind of things work within your own inner experience, and you just
Yeah.
swapped your feeling from a
And
sense of
it
anxiety
happened.
to a
Yeah.
sense of balance and feeling good in a matter of what was it, minutes?
Yeah, it happened really organically. Like I did
Hmm.
not have to even think about, I didn't even have to think, oh, hang on, let's look at this situation and become aware of it and then use these tools. It just happened without me even deciding to do that. So that was really cool. It just sort of came in and took over and handled everything for me.
How cool. That makes me so happy, because basically
Yeah.
it's exactly what we're doing. We are already
Yeah.
I remember with you by the first months, you already told me that your brain was different, that I'm already thinking in that way, that was that this is basically you become your what we've been sharing already in the first months became subconscious sort of reasoning for you quite straight ahead, didn't it? And that basically that's the big
Yes.
part
Yeah.
of transformation. All of a sudden you have new thoughts, and on top of new thoughts, new possibility to restore yourself. So you again, it's
Yeah.
about it's not feeling passive, but active toward your inner experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last one, will you recommend this program to other people to go through these 2 months with me?
Yes, of course. I would recommend anyone that resonates with anything that I've been saying, and if they can relate. I've just found it so helpful and so grateful for the experience. And yeah, I think you're amazing, Giorgio.
I
So
think you too, baby.
yeah.
And we also had so much fun. That's another cool thing that
Yeah.
I noticed, that is like we can restore ourselves, find the new things, and it doesn't have to be this sort of heavy emotional trip. I think the
Yeah.
approach
There
has
was a
been
really nice balance.
nice
Yeah. Because you
balance, and
get to focus on so much positive as well. Yeah.
this has been amazing, Tess, and thank you so much for responding for me to this to your question. I know we're gonna just keep on chatting on our own, but thank you for the time being.
No worries.